Welcome back to Engineering Mathematics 2. So, my name is Dr. S.S. Benchali, working as a professor at Department of Mathematics, Basaveshwara Engineering College, Bagalkot. Friends, in the last two sessions, we have discussed about linear differential equation with variable coefficients. Before that, I think we have discussed what are the preliminary requirements. What are the preliminary requirements means? So, I think you are able to recognize a differential equation and you know various methods how do we find out the solution of a differential equations, and after that how do we solve a linear differential equation with constant coefficients. It means second and higher order differential equations, and after that I think I have discussed solution of Cauchy-Euler equations and especially homogeneous Cauchy linear equations, right. So, now I am planning to cover a non-homogeneous Cauchy-Euler equations and then we shall discuss about Legendre linear discussions. Okay. As I have mentioned, so first we have discussed the preliminaries homogeneous Cauchy-Euler equations, and I think I have solved various examples on homogeneous Cauchy-Euler equations, right. So, you may ask how do we recognize a homogeneous Cauchy linear equations. So, you want to find out a linear differential equation with variable coefficients, right hand side must be equal to 0. If the right hand side must be equal to 0, then you may call it as an homogeneous Cauchy-Euler equation, and along with that you can identify the power of x and the derivative. It means one term may be like this: x into dy by dx, x square into d square y upon dx square, right, or plus some constant into x cube into d cube y upon dx cube, or plus some constant into x raised to 4 into d raised to 4 y upon dx raised to 4, or in general some constant into x to the power n into d to the power n y upon dx raised to n is equal to 0. Such a type of equations we call it as an homogeneous Cauchy linear equation, right. So, I think in the last two sessions I have solved various examples on homogeneous equation. Various examples means, so right hand side may be equal to 0. Sometimes I have introduced some initial conditions. It means examples with initial conditions and examples without initial conditions we have discussed in the last two sessions. Now, I am planning to solve a non-homogeneous equation. Non-homogeneous equation means, say for example, a into x square y double prime plus b into x into y single prime plus c into y is equal to a function of x. You observe a right hand side may be a function of x, right hand side is not equal to 0. So, this type of equation we call it as an non-homogeneous Cauchy-Euler equation. Is it clear? So, if the given equation is in this form, how do we find out the solution of the given differential equation? Is it clear? Right. So, in the last session we have discussed homogeneous Cauchy-Euler equation. Homogeneous means right hand side may be equal to 0. Then we have converted Cauchy-Euler equation into a linear differential equation with constant coefficients. How we have converted? By using the substitution. What is the substitution? X is equal to e to the power z, so that z is equal to log x. Is it clear? Exactly in the similar way, now we want to solve a non-homogeneous Cauchy-Euler equation. First, I want to convert an auxiliary equation into roots. It means you can find out the nature of the roots. Then you can able to write down the complementary function. We call it as an y suffix c. Then right hand side function we want to convert into a function of z, and you can find out a particular integral. So, for example, the given differential equation is a linear differential equation with constant coefficient, or I can say that non-homogeneous linear differential equation with constant coefficient. In that case, how we want to find out, or how we have already find out the solution of such a type of differential equation. Exactly in the similar way, now you want to solve this type of equations. Okay. Now, I am going to convert this equation into a linear differential equation with constant coefficient by using the method x is equal to e raised to z. So, z is equal to log x, and this equation can be converted into in this form: a into m minus 1 plus b into m plus c is equal to 0. So, this is the standard auxiliary equation for the second order non-homogeneous Euler equation. Suppose if I obtain two roots, namely m1 and m2, because the order of this equation is 2, I can obtain two roots. These two are distinct roots. In that case, I know that what is the complementary function. So, complementary function is c1 into x to the power m1 plus c2 into x to the power m2. If m1 and m2 are equal, it means if I obtain real and equal roots, then what is the complementary function? Y suffix c is equal to c1 into x to the power m plus c2 into x to the power m into log of x. So, if m1 and m2 are complex roots, say for example, if the roots of the auxiliary equation are in this form, say alpha plus or minus I beta, alpha and beta may be some constants. In that case, complementary function becomes x to the power alpha c1 into cos beta into log x plus c2 into sin of beta into log x. Okay. So, now from the auxiliary equation, we will find out the roots of the equation. Depending upon the roots, we are able to write down a complementary function. So, what about right hand side function? Here right hand side is a z of x, it is a function of x, and when we convert this into a function of z, then depending upon the function of z, I want to calculate a particular solution. I think while solving a linear differential equation with constant coefficients, we have solved various types of non-homogeneous equations. Say for example, right hand side function may be of the type e to the power a x. In that case, how we want to find out particular integral, right? So, we want to write down pi is equal to 1 upon f of t e to the power a x, and I hope I want to replace d by a. A means the coefficient of x. Is it clear, right? Provided f of a is not equal to 0. Otherwise, I have to multiply by x into 1 upon f of a into e to the power a x. If d is equal to a is one root of the auxiliary equation. Is it clear, right? So, I am going to use the same rule here also. And another case is a right hand side function may be a function of the type sin of a x plus b or cos of a x plus b. So, how we are going to find out a particular integral? So, in this case, I am going to use the same formula what we have used in case of a linear differential equation with constant coefficients. Particular integral is equal to 1 upon f of d into sin of a x plus b. I have to replace d square by minus times of a square. Remember, not minus a whole square, I have to replace minus times of a square. So, I am going to use the same rule. Similarly, we have discussed 4 or 5 cases, in case of a linear differential equation with constant coefficients. The same cases can be used while solving a non-homogeneous Cauchy-Euler equation. You will come to know while solving such a type of examples. Okay. So, you can consider on a similar type of example, x square y double prime plus x into y single prime plus y is equal to sin of log x square. It is given that x is not equal to 0. First, I want to verify whether is it a Cauchy-Euler equation or not. You can verify the power of x is 2 and it is d square y upon dx square, x into dy by dx plus some constant into y is equal to a function of x. It means when we compare this equation with the general Cauchy linear equation, so both are same, so or similar. I can say that. So, this is the Cauchy-Euler equation. Okay. Now, I can solve this equation. how do we solve this equation? Okay, you can able to write down this equation into x square y double prime plus x into y single prime plus y is equal to right hand side function can be written as sine log of x square can be written as 2 times of log x using the properties of logarithm. So, we can write down 2 times of log x. Okay. Now, I want to convert linear differential equation with variable coefficients to constant coefficients using the method of substitution. Put x is equal to e to the power z, so that z is equal to log x, right. So, I can find out the value of this term. Therefore, x square into y double prime is equal to d into d minus 1 into y. Similarly, what is the value of second term, namely x into y single prime is equal to d into y. Then I can substitute these values in the given equation, or given equation can be written as d into d minus 1 plus d plus 1 into y is equal to sine of 2 times of log x. So, log x means z, right. It becomes a function of z. Simplify the left hand side terms, multiply ordinary multiplication. So, d into d square, d into minus 1 means minus d plus 1, right, plus d minus d cancel, and remaining thing can be written as d square plus 1 into y is equal to sine 2z, and it becomes a linear differential equation with constant coefficients. Now, you can treat it as a linear differential equation with constant coefficients, and you know the method how do we solve a linear differential equation with constant coefficients. Like that we can solve this equation. Okay. So, now what is the auxiliary equation of this equation? It is very simple, replace d by m. I hope m square plus 1 is equal to 0 is the auxiliary equation of this equation. Now, you can find out the roots from this equation. So, m square plus 1 is equal to 0. So, therefore, m square is equal to minus 1. So, therefore, m is equal to plus or minus I are the roots. It means when we observe the roots, we will come to know roots are complex, and we know that when the roots are complex, how we are going to write down the solution of the equation. I can say that complementary function is equal to C1 cos z plus C2 sin z. So, because plus or minus I can be written as this is equal to 0 plus or minus 1 into I, or I into 1. It means alpha is equal to 0, beta is equal to 1. That is why we are able to write down. So, C1 cos beta into z means beta is equal to 1, and C2 again beta is equal to 1. That is why I have written sin z. This is the solution of the or complementary function of the linear differential equation with constant coefficient. But we want to find out complementary function of the given differential equation. Given differential equation is Cauchy-Euler equation. That is why your complementary function must be in terms of x. So, C1 cos of log x plus C2 into sin of log x. Okay. So, this is the complementary function of the given differential equation, but right hand side function is not equal to 0. That is why we want to calculate a particular integral, right, as I have mentioned earlier. So, particular integral is equal to 1 upon f of d. What is f of d? D square plus 1 into sin 2z. So, that is equal to, again I want to remember, or I can recall the formula for 1 upon f of d sin of ax plus v. So, as I have mentioned, I have to replace d square by minus times of a square. Here a means 2, right. So, d square can be replaced by minus times of a square means 1 divided by minus 2 whole square, right. It should not be minus 2 whole square, it is minus times of 2 square, because both are not same. Okay. So, now simplify minus times of 2 square plus 1 sin 2z. So, it becomes minus 4, minus 4 plus 1 means I hope you will get minus 3. That is why I have written here minus times of 1 by 3 into sin 2z. So, that is equal to minus times of 1 by 3 sin. So, z means log x. that is equal to 1 by minus times of 1 by 3 times of sine of log of x square. Again, by using the properties of logarithm, it can be written in this form. So, this becomes the particular integral of the given equation. So, what is the general solution of the non-homogeneous Cauchy linear equation? So, y must be is equal to complementary function plus particular integral is the general solution of the Cauchy linear equation. Okay. So, I want to solve one more similar type of example. Consider it is given that d square plus 2 by x into d into y is equal to 1 upon x to the power 4. So, I want to verify whether is it a Cauchy linear equation or not. So, when we observe this equation here, you can write down where capital D is equal to d by dz. Is it clear? So, we can observe that the given equation is not an Cauchy linear equation, because the power of d is 2. It means, so we can write down, so d square y upon dz square, but the coefficient of d square is not x square, and similarly here the coefficient of d is 2 by x. So, clearly the given equation is not an Cauchy linear equation. Suppose if you want to solve this equation, we want to convert this equation into a Cauchy-Euler equation, then we will try to find out the solution of this equation. Okay. So, now we shall verify, can we able to reduce this equation into a Cauchy linear equation or not. Now, I am going to multiply this equation by x square, multiply both sides by x square. I hope you can obtain x square into d square plus 2 times of x into d into y is equal to x square by x raised to 4, means I hope you will get 1 by x square, right. So, you may call it as an equation 1. Now, you can verify, so is it a Cauchy-Euler equation? So, okay, now it is a Cauchy-Euler equation, because the coefficient of d square is x square, the coefficient of d is x. So, clearly which is a Cauchy linear equation. So, remaining procedure remains the same, means by using the method of substitution, I can convert this equation into a linear differential equation with constant coefficients. Put x is equal to e raised to z, so that z is equal to log x, and I can find out what is the value of the first term. What is the first term? X square into d square. X square into d square is equal to d into d minus 1 into y. What is the second term? X into d. It can be written as d into y, where d is equal to d by dz. Then this equation can be written as I will substitute these two values in equation 1. So, equation 1 becomes d into d minus 1 plus 2 into d is equal to e to the power minus 2z. Actually, here I should write y. So, simplify. So, d into d, d square minus d plus 2d into y is equal to e to the power minus 2z. Now, you can find out what is the auxiliary equation. So, before that, if you simplify, I hope after simplification I can obtain d square plus d into y is equal to e to the power minus 2z. Replace d by m. So, auxiliary equation is m square plus m is equal to 0. So, from these two terms, so m is common, right. You can take out m. So, remaining thing is m plus 1 is equal to 0. So, this implies either m is equal to 0 or m plus 1 is equal to 0. Is it clear? So, it means roots are m is equal to 0, m plus 1 is equal to 0 means what? M is equal to minus 1. So, therefore, roots are 0 and minus 1. Roots are real and different. So, on the basis of this, we may be able to write down the complementary function in this form. So, C1 into e to the power first root is 0 into z plus C2 into e to the power minus 1 into z. The same thing can be written as C1 into e to the power 0 means it is 1 plus C2 into x to the power minus 1. So, this is the complementary function of the given Cauchy Euler equation. Okay. So, we know that a right hand side function is not equal to 0. It means they have given a non-homogeneous equation. That is why I cannot say that this is the general solution of the given equation. Is it clear? So, now we want to find out a particular integral. So, formula is equal to 1 upon f of d into a right hand side function. So, 1 divided by f of d means d square plus d into e to the power minus times of 2 times minus 2 times of z, right. So, you know the formula how we want to calculate particular integral in case of e to the power minus ax. As I have mentioned earlier, I have to replace d by minus times of a. So, here minus times of a means minus times of 2. Okay. So, minus 2 whole square plus minus times of 2 into e to the power minus 2z. So, it becomes after simplification 1 by 2 minus 2 square means it becomes plus 4 minus 2. So, that is why you are able to write down 1 divided by 2 e to the power minus 2z, that is equal to 1 divided by 2 x square. So, this is the particular integral of Cauchy-Euler equation, and the general solution of the given equation or Cauchy-Euler equation is complementary function plus particular integral. Okay. Friends, I think I have solved 2 different examples. So, one is non-homogeneous Cauchy-Euler equation, and another equation was earlier it was not an Cauchy-Euler form, then we have converted into a Cauchy-Euler form, then we are able to find out the solution of such a type of equations. Okay. Now, I want to solve one more a similar type of example. Consider a d square y upon dx square plus 1 upon x into dy by dx is equal to 12 log x divided by x square. So, once again you can verify whether is it a Cauchy-Euler equation or not. Again we can say that, so this is not the Cauchy-Euler equation. How do we say that it is not the Cauchy-Euler equation? Because first term is d square y upon dx square, but its coefficient is constant. Actually, if I want to say that it is an Cauchy-Euler equation, its coefficient must be equal to or coefficient x square into, right, and next term is the coefficient of dy by dx is 1 upon x. If I want to call it as an Cauchy-Euler equation, coefficient must be x. So, that is why clearly the given equation is not an Cauchy-Euler equation, but we can convert this equation into a Cauchy linear equation. How do we convert? It is very simple, multiply both sides by x square, then you can verify whether it becomes a Cauchy-Euler equation or not. Okay. Now, I am going to multiply this equation by x square. I can obtain x square into d square y upon dx square plus x square divided by x means x into dy by dx, that is equal to x square into right hand side function means denominator containing x square, numerator x square will cancels with x square, and remaining thing is 12 times of log x. Okay. So, now I can verify whether is it a Cauchy linear equation or not. X square, the power of x is 2, second derivative, the power of x is 1, first derivative, and right hand side function is not equal to 0. So, clearly, so this is a non-homogeneous Cauchy linear equation. Here I have written the general form of the Cauchy linear equation. You can compare this equation with this. So, we will come to know. So, clearly it is a Cauchy-Euler equation, and we know the method. Put x is equal to e to the power z, so that z is equal to log x. Then I can find out by using this substitution, I can find out the value of first term x square into d square y upon dx square, that is equal to d into d minus 1 into y. Similarly, the value of second term x into dy by dx is equal to d into y. So, I can substitute these values in this equation, then it becomes a linear differential equation with constant coefficients, namely d into d minus 1 plus d into y is equal to, so right hand side is 12 log x means z, that is why it becomes 12 z. Okay. Now, auxiliary equation is replace d by m square minus m plus m is equal to 0, because function of f of d into d is d square minus d plus d. When we replace d by m, I can obtain this equation. Minus m plus m will cancel, and remaining thing is m square is equal to 0. So, m square is equal to 0 means I hope I can obtain m is equal to 0 comma 0. So, I will get a repeated roots. So, in that case, how we are going to write down the complementary function? So, complementary function is equal to C1 plus C2 into Z. So, that is equal to C1 plus C2 into, so Z means log x. So, this is the complementary function of the non-homogeneous Euler equation. Similarly, I can find out the particular integral. So, particular integral is equal to 1 upon d square, right hand side function is 12 times of z, and here it is a symbol, means 1 upon d square is the symbol. It represents a double integration. By using the direct method, we are able to find out the particular integral. So, if I integrate one time, what I can obtain? That is why I have written here 1 upon d integrate 12 as it is, integration of z with respect to z is z square by 2. So, simplify, I hope you will get 6 times of z square. Okay. Now, I want to integrate one more time, because it is 1 upon d square is there. I have to integrate one more time. So, 6 is constant, integration of z square with respect to z is z cube by 3, and after simplification I hope I can obtain 2 times of z cube, that is equal to 2 times of, so z means log x to the power 3. So, is the particular integral of the given differential equation. So, therefore, the complete solution of the given equation is y is equal to complementary function plus particular integral. So, friends, here I have tried to solve some non-homogeneous Cauchy-Euler equations. Exactly in the similar way, you can try these equations, right. So, x square into d square plus x into d plus 1 into y is equal to log of sine of log x. Okay. I hope you may get roots complex in this form. So, alpha is equal to 0 and beta is equal to 1. Then first you must be able to write down the complementary function and replace log x by z. It becomes a function of z. On the basis of the right hand side, you try to find out the particular integral. Then the general solution of this equation becomes a complementary function plus a particular integral. Similarly, x square into d square plus x into d minus 1 into y is equal to x cube divided by 1 plus x square, x is not equal to 0. Find out the auxiliary equation. I hope roots may be plus or minus 1. Then right hand side function becomes the function of z, and depending upon the function of z, you know the rules of particular integral. Find out the particular integral, then you must be able to write down the general solution of this equation, namely y is equal to complementary function plus particular integral. Similarly, x square into y double prime plus x into y single prime minus y is equal to x square into e to the power x, where x is greater than 0. Roots may be plus or minus 1. So, find out particular integral, then write down the complementary function plus particular integral. Okay. So, now so far I have solved non-homogeneous differential equation, and here also I have considered one more non-homogeneous Cauchy-Euler equation. Then you may ask, what is the difference between previous equation and this equation? So, there is a difference. I think in the last examples, the order of the given differential equation is 2. Here I have considered higher order differential equation. Higher order differential equation means, I hope you know that the order of this differential equation is 3, because the highest derivative present in this equation is 3. Now, I want to solve higher order differential equation. Okay, so the given equation is x cube d cube y upon dx cube plus 2x square into d square y upon dx square plus 2y is equal to 10 times of x plus 1 upon x. So first question is I want to verify whether given equation is a non-homogeneous Cauchy-Euler equation or not. Clearly I can say that so it is the non-homogeneous Cauchy-Euler equation, because the power of x is 3, it is a third order or third derivative, x square and d square y upon dx square plus 2 times of y. So clearly it is the non-homogeneous Cauchy linear equation. Okay, a remaining procedure is same. You can go for the method of substitution, put x is equal to e to the power z, so that z is equal to log x. I want to find out the value of the first term, x cube into d cube y upon dx cube. So is equal to d into d minus 1 d minus 2 times of y. And similarly, what is the value of the second term, x square into d square y upon dx square, that is equal to d into d minus 1 times of y. And last term is x into d into dy is equal to dy. So then given equation becomes so d into d minus 1 d minus 2 plus 2 times of d into d minus 1 plus dy is equal to 10 times of e to the power z plus e to the power minus z. You can replace x by e to the power z, 1 by x by e to the power minus times of z. So you can simplify, multiply as usual. On simplification, we can obtain d cube minus d square plus 2 into y is equal to our right hand side function remains same. Okay, so you can obtain the auxiliary equation. So what is the auxiliary equation? Replace d by m. Auxiliary equation is m cube minus m square plus 2 is equal to 0. So in the earlier examples, the given differential equation was second order and very easily we are able to find out the roots. But here given equation is a third order differential equation and auxiliary equation is it is a polynomial of degree 3. Now I want to find out 3 roots. It means I can say that here how many roots I can obtain? So maximum 3. So one method is I can use factorization method, right, if it is possible. If it is not possible, then I have to go for any other method, right. Here I am going to introduce one known method. What is the known method? Synthetic division method. So this is the auxiliary equation. By trial and error method, I can replace m by some numbers. Say for example, I can start with 1. If I replace m by 1, so I want to verify whether 1 is the root of this equation or not. So for example, if I replace m by 1, 1 cube means 1, 1 square means 1, 1 minus 1 is 0. So 0 plus 2 is not equal to 0. It means 1 is the not root of this equation. Then I can try with another number. Say for example, minus 1. First I have tried with plus 1. Now I am going to try with the minus 1. So minus 1 cube. Minus 1 cube means it becomes minus 1. Minus 1 square means it becomes 1. So minus 1 it becomes minus 2 plus 2 is equal to 0. So it means so minus 1 is the root of this equation, one root of this equation. Is it clear? So like that, by trial and error method, first we want to find out the first root. Then you may ask, sometimes minus 1 may not be the root of this equation, then what we want to do, right? So I can say that if plus or minus 1 is not a root of this equation, then you can try with the plus 2, right, or minus 2, plus 3, minus 3. So like that, by trial and error method we can find out the first root. Okay, here minus 1 is the first root of this equation. So what I have written here, I have written the same number, minus 1. Then I want to write down the coefficients of m. What is the coefficient of m cube? the coefficient of m cube is 1. This is the first row. Coefficient of m cube is 1 and the coefficient of m square is minus 1. So, you want to write along with the sign also minus 1 and you observe m term is missing. So, it means in this equation m term is missing, but we want to write down what is the coefficient of m also, m cube, m square, m and constant term. It is like that. Is it clear? I have already written the coefficient of m cube, coefficient of m square plus 0 into m plus 2. Is it clear? So, coefficient of m is 0 and constant term is 2. So, this is the first row. I hope it is clear. So, all these numbers representing the coefficients of m. Okay. I will write this number as it is, or I can say that now I want to write second row. I have already written first row, I want to write second row. I will begin with 0. First I want to write 0, then I can add these two numbers. I will write down in the third row. Is it clear? Right. So, 0, 1 plus 0 is equal to 1 only. Is it clear? Okay. Next I will multiply these two numbers, minus 1 into 1. I will write in the second row. Is it clear? So, minus 1 into 1 is minus 1. Then I am going to add these two numbers. Right. Now, I want to preparing the second column. Is it clear? So, minus 1 I have written, minus 1 means minus 2. Okay. I have prepared the second column. Then I will multiply minus 1 into minus 2, minus into minus it becomes plus 2. So, 0 plus 2 is 2, 2 into minus 1 is minus 2. So, 2 minus 2 it becomes 0. I have written with red color number. Why I have written red color number? So, it means in the last column when we add these two numbers you must get equal to 0. Suppose if I won't get 0, then I should come to know that somewhere I made a mistake while preparing or while using a synthetic division. That is the trick. Is it clear? Always you must get 0. Otherwise, if you won't get 0, then I cannot be able to find out the correct roots. That is why you must be careful while using synthetic division. Okay, here I have obtained the 0. So, what is the next step? It is very simple. So, now I have obtained numbers 1 minus 2, 2. What it represents? I can write down one factor of the auxiliary equation. Is it clear? Okay. What is the minus 1? Minus 1 is the one root of the auxiliary equation. It is understood that minus 1 is the one root of auxiliary equation, means m plus 1 is one factor of the auxiliary equation. What about other factor? Other factor can be write down using these coefficients. Is it clear? Right. So, you know the auxiliary equation. What is the auxiliary equation? M cube minus m square plus 1. What is the degree of this equation? 3. Now, I want to reduce this degree into 2. It means I can write down one more factor with second degree. Is it clear? So, it means I am going to write down 1 into m square, 1 into m square minus 2 times of m plus constant term plus 2 is equal to 0. What I have written here. So, how you will get minus m plus 1? Minus 1 is the one root of auxiliary equation. It is understood that m plus 1 is one factor. Another factor is from these coefficients, namely m square minus 2m plus 2 is equal to 0. Okay. Now, m plus 1 into m square minus 2m plus 2 is equal to 0. This implies m plus 1 may be equal to 0 or m square minus 2m plus 2 may be equal to 0. From the first factor, we are already familiar with minus 1 is the one root. So, from the second factor, so we know that we may obtain 2 more roots. Is it clear? Right. So, it is of the type quadratic equation, ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. You know the formula. So, m is equal to minus times of b plus r minus square root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. Using that formula, I can obtain two more roots. I hope I will get 1 plus r minus I. So, it means you will get the complex roots. So, totally I can obtain 3 roots, namely minus 1, 1 plus I, 1 minus I. Now, I want to write down the complementary function. So, based on the roots. So, first root is minus 1, c1 e to the power minus times of z plus c2 into cos z plus c3 into sin z, because other two roots are complex and alpha is equal to 1, beta is equal to 1. I hope I can obtain complementary function in this form. Now, I am able to write down in terms of x, that is why I will get c1 divided by x, it is e to the power minus z, plus c2 into cos of z means log x, c3 into sin of again z means log x. So, this is the complementary function of the given non-homogeneous differential equation, and we know that right hand side function is not equal to 0. That is why now I want to calculate a particular integral. So, particular integral becomes 10 times of 1 upon f of d into e to the power z. So, f of d is what? D cube minus d square plus 2 into e to the power z plus 1 upon f of d into e to the power minus z, namely d cube minus d square plus 2. Now, I can find out particular integral of first term, particular integral of second term. Is it clear? So, 10 is constant, I will write as it is. Again, I want to remember or recall 1 upon f of, it is of the type 1 upon f of d e to the power ax. How we have evaluated particular integral in case of linear differential equation with constant coefficients. Exactly in the similar way, now we want to find out the particular integral of this function. Here I am going to replace d by a. Here a is equal to what? A is equal to 1, and you can replace d by 1. So, 1 cube means 1, 1 square means 1. So, it is plus 1 and minus 1. So, both will cancel, right, plus 2. So, it means I can obtain after simplification 1 divided by, so 1 minus 1 plus 2, it means 1 by 2 times of e to the power z. So, this is the particular integral of the first term, okay, plus what is the particular integral of the second term. So, procedure remains same. So, e to the power minus z. So, I can replace d by minus 1. Is it clear? When I replace d by minus 1, minus 1 cube, minus 1 cube means it becomes minus 1, minus 1 square means plus 1. So, it becomes minus 1 minus 1 minus 2 plus 2, right. So, it becomes 0. Then I cannot replace d by minus 1, and how we have solved this type of functions in case of a linear differential equation with constant coefficient. Same procedure can be applied here also. Is it clear? Right. So, as I have mentioned at the beginning of the session, so if f of a is not equal to 0, it means a particular integral is equal to 1 upon f of d into e to the power ax is equal to 1 upon f of a into e to the power ax, provided f of a is not equal to 0. Otherwise, we have to differentiate f of d. Here also I am going to apply the same trick, right. So, now I am going to differentiate f of d. F of d means d cube minus d square plus 2. If I differentiate this, I can obtain 1 divided by derivative of d cube is 3d square and derivative of d square is 2d plus 2 is 0 e to the power minus z. If I differentiate, then I have to multiply by z. So, z into this into e to the power minus z. Once again I can verify whether when I replace d by minus 1 it becomes 0 or not. Okay. 3 into minus 1 square means it becomes plus only, it becomes 3, and e to the power minus 1, again I have to replace d by minus 1. So, it becomes minus into minus plus 2. Is it clear? So, when we simplify, I hope we will get 1 divided by 5. So, first part remains same, 10 times of 1 by 2 e to the power z plus z into 1 divided by 5 e to the power minus z is the particular integral. Now, I want to write this function in terms of x, or further if you simplify, I hope we can obtain. So, 10 divided by 2 means I hope we will get 5 e to the power z. So, plus, so 10 into 1 by 5 means you will get, or we can obtain 2 times of z into e to the power minus z. So, that is equal to 5 times of x plus 2 by x log x. So, this is the particular integral of the given non-homogeneous equation. So, therefore, the general solution can be written down in the form of complementary function plus particular integral. Okay. So, now we have obtained the complete solution of the given differential equation. Now, I want to solve one more similar type of example. Consider x cube into d cube y upon dx cube plus 3 times of x square into d square y upon dx square plus x into dy by dx plus 8y is equal to 65 times of cos of log x. Verify whether is it a Cauchy-Euler equation or not. Is it clear? Okay. The power of x is 3 into d cube y upon dx cube plus 3x square into d square y upon dx square, x cube third derivative, x square second derivative, x into dy by dx plus constant into y. So, clearly it is a non-homogeneous Cauchy-Euler equation. Now, I can use the same method, put x is equal to e to the power z, so that z is equal to log x. Now, I can find out the value of x cube into d cube y upon dx cube. What is the value? D into d minus 1, d minus 2 times of y. And similarly, I can obtain the value of x square into d square y upon dx square, that is equal to d into d minus 1 y, right. Therefore, x into dy by dx is equal to d into y. So, now I want to substitute all these values in the given equation. Given equation becomes a linear differential equation with constant coefficients. So, first term value is d into d minus 1, d minus 2 plus 3 as it is. So, x square into d square y upon dx square can be replaced by d into d minus 1, right, plus x into dy by dx is d plus 8. So, all the terms containing y, that is why I have written outside, that is equal to 65 is constant as it is, cos as it is, log x means z. Okay. So, now this is the linear differential equation with constant coefficients, and we know the procedure how we want to solve higher order differential equation. Here you observe the order of this differential equation is 3. Is it clear? So, when you multiply all these equations, I hope you will get a third order differential equation. What I have written here, on simplification you can obtain d cube plus 8 into y is equal to 65 cos z. Now, it is exactly similar to linear differential equation with constant coefficients with order number 3. Okay. You can write down the auxiliary equation. So, replace d by m cube plus 8 is equal to 0, right. Again we know that how do we find out the roots of this polynomial. Is it clear? Once again I am going to use, or I can take the help of synthetic division method. By trial and error method, you can find out first root, replace m by 1. I hope it is not equal to 0. 1 cube means 1, 1 plus 8 is not equal to 0. If I try with minus 1, minus 1 cube means minus 1, minus 1 plus 8, again it is not equal to 0. Then I will try with plus 2, plus 2 means 2 cube means 8, 8 plus 8 is not equal to 0. I will try with minus 2, minus 2 cube means I hope we will get minus 8 plus 8 is equal to 0. It means first root is minus 2, and it is understood that minus 2 is 1 root of m cube plus 8 is equal to 0. That implies m plus 2 is 1 factor of m cube plus 8 is equal to 0. Now, I want to find out the another factor of m cube plus 8 by using synthetic division method. Here I want to write down the first row. I will write minus 2 as it is, and these are the coefficients of auxiliary equation, right. So, what is the coefficient of m cube? So, m cube is 1. Here you remember, if I am unable to write down the coefficients of m square and m, then I will not get the correct roots, right. So, even though m square is absent, m is absent, I have to write its coefficients, right. Okay. Here m square is absent, it means this equation can be written as m cube plus 0 into m square plus 0 into m plus 8 is equal to 0. It is like that. Okay. Minus 2 as it is, the coefficient of m cube is 1, the coefficient of m square is 0, the coefficient of m is also 0, and the constant term is 8. Now, in the second row, first I want to begin with 0. I will add 1 plus 0 is equal to 1. I will write in the third column, sorry, the third row. Then I will multiply these two numbers, minus 2 into 1. I will write in the second column minus 2. I will add these two numbers. So, 0 minus 2 means I can obtain minus 2, minus 2 into minus 2. I can obtain 4. I will write in the next column. I will add these two numbers. So, 0 plus 4 is equal to 4. 4 into minus 2 is minus 8, plus 8 minus 8 is equal to 0. Again, as I have mentioned in the previous example, when we add a last column numbers, you must be equal to, it must be equal to 0. Here I have obtained 0. Then it is understood that, so procedure is correct. So, otherwise, if you won't get 0 in the last column, then I want to recheck this procedure. Okay. So, now I can able to write down one more factor from these numbers. It is a third degree polynomial. Now, I am going to write down, or I am going to reduce 1 degree, second degree polynomial. 1 into m square minus 2 times of m plus 4 is equal to 0. What I have written here? I have already written one factor, m plus 2 into m square minus 2m plus 4 is equal to 0. So, it is understood that m plus 2 is equal to 0 or m square minus 2m plus 4 is equal to 0. M is equal to minus 2 is the first root. Again, it is the quadratic equation. You know the standard formula. You can obtain the roots from this equation. I can obtain 1 plus or minus I into root 3 using the quadratic formula. So, it means one root is minus 2, other two roots are complex. So, therefore, complementary function is C1 into e to the power minus 2z plus e to the power z alpha is equal to 1 plus C2 into cos root 3z, because beta is equal to root 3 plus C3 into sine of root 3 z is the complementary function. Now, I want to write this function in terms of x. That is why complementary function is equal to C1 divided by x square plus x e to the power z means x, C2 into cos of root 3. So, z means log x plus C3 sine of root 3 into again z means log x. So, this is the complementary function of the given differential equation. Similarly, I can find out the particular integral is equal to 65 1 upon f of d. Right hand side function is cos z. Okay. So, you know the procedure how we are going to find out 1 upon f of d cos ax plus b. I am going to use the same procedure as I have mentioned. Now, I want to replace d square by minus times of a square, but when we observe the function of d, it is d cube. I cannot replace d cube by minus times of a square. Here a is equal to 1. So, that is why I want to make it as an d square. That is why this can be written as 65 times of 1 divided by d cube can be written as d square into d plus 8. Okay. Now, I have obtained a d square. Here d square can be replaced by minus times of a square. Here a means 1. So, it means this can be replaced by minus times of 1 square. What I have written here, 65 is constant, write as it is, 1 divided by minus 1 whole square d plus 8 into cos z. So, it becomes 8 minus d. After simplification, 65 into 1 divided by 8 minus d cos z. Again d is there, I cannot replace d by minus times of a square. Procedure says that, so we have to replace d square by minus times of a square. That is why again I want to make it as an d square. That is why I want to multiply numerator and denominator by its conjugate. Its conjugate means 8 plus d divided by 8 minus d into 8 plus d. After simplification, you can obtain 64 minus d square. So, denominator containing d square, again replace d square by minus times of a square. So, 64 minus 1 square means, I hope it becomes 65. 65 cancels with 65 and the numerator remains d. Our particular integral should not contain d, that is why it can be written as, so 8 into cos z multiply. So, d of cos z, it means it is understood that derivative of cos z. So, derivative of cos z is minus times of sin z. So, particular integral is equal to 8 times of cos of z means log x minus sin of log x. So, this is the particular integral of given differential equation. So, therefore, general solution is a complementary function plus particular integral. Okay. So, now it is also a similar to previous example. So, I will try to solve this example in the next session. Thank you.